Hello, thank you for coming to this meeting. My name is Aru and I am a social worker, and I will be mediating just a conversation and see how it goes and how much we can progress today.
Okay, my name is Stephanie and I'm here representing the pro-business administration in the community.
My name is Rebecca and I am the community member. I own a small local business and I'm a member of one of the community civic clubs.
Okay, well, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you both showing up. And just as a reminder, everything that is said in this meeting is confidential unless you disclose something that may be of harm to you or yourself or people surrounding you. So I would just like to start off by seeing if each one of you can tell me a reason that you believe that we're here, and just to state your position as calmly as possible. Whoever would like to go first.
I'm here because I just have an issue with the fact that there's meetings going on for this community that I've been in. I've lived here my entire life, and my parents lived here, I have children here, and I'm invested in this community in more ways than one, and I just don't understand why there's meetings going on about community development and improvement that don't involve the community, like small businesses and community leaders. So I just want to know why that's happening, and then also, what's going on. There's stuff going on in the community, I have no idea, and I live here.
Would you like to go?
Yes, so I just really want to emphasize that we're definitely here for the community. Everything that we're doing is for the benefit of the community. We're just hoping to come in and be as efficient as possible and try to just really work on some revitalization efforts that are going to bring in more people coming in to spend money in the community that will eventually benefit the community more than it does harm.
To address one of the concerns, who would you consider a community leader?
So I think a lot of it that we've done has just been the people that we can quickly identify as key stakeholders. So people who already have really reputable big businesses that can hopefully take some of that money and just continue to put it back into the community. Like, we have people that are coming in and seeing opportunity. They see these vacant lots and they see an opportunity for growth in the community. So by buying these lots and building on them to bring more people in, that's certainly going to have a significant effect on the community.
Right, okay. And how would you perceive her, in your plan? What is your perception on them is another way I should address this.
I think at this point, since we're just barely breaking ground, it's not something that we've really considered, and it's not necessarily something that we're not open to. It's just not where our plans are right now.
Okay, I understand that. I would like to ask you now, have you met with any of the big business leaders in the community?
No, like I said, there's been, we've just heard that there's meetings going on, and obviously, that's been confirmed. And so I just, I almost want to know, what do you consider community? Who do you look at as a community? Because you keep saying that you're doing stuff for the community, but you're not involving the community members themselves. You're only involving the people who have interest to you.
And do you see the community members being a part of this, or?
I think we could. I guess y'all are very right that we haven't necessarily been taking that into consideration, but it's possible that we could maybe put together or start inviting people, community leaders, or I guess anyone that you would know and identify to start coming to our meetings.
Yeah, gladly.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there others? Do you know of others?
Yeah, we have, right now, we, like I mentioned, I'm in the civic club, but we do have a small business chamber of commerce. We have, our churches. We have plenty of churches, and all of our pastors, have they're strong leaderships, and they have community centers. There's quite a few of the churches here that have community centers within their facilities, and they do a lot of really great work within the community. They have a lot of trust in the fact that none of those people have been invited to any of this stuff, and we just want to be sure that, we want the same type of stuff. We want better, sidewalks, we want better roads, we want a better neighborhood for the people who live here. So we need to be there.
I think we have made a good contribution today, just hearing both of your sides. I think it's been really helpful. Moving forward with this, how would either side feel about having jointly meetings?
I think we can make that happen.
Yeah, I think that's what we want for sure. I mean, there's more that we want, but I think that's a good first step.
I look forward to continuing this process with both of you, and I think a good moment to regroup would be after the first monthly meeting with all parties involved, if that sounds good to you.
That sounds great.
Yes,
Okay.
That sounds great.
Well,
So after kind of talking this out as a group, we believe that it is really possible that a social worker who wasn't trained the correct way could really be seen as an oppressive force if they're not advocating on behalf of the community or working as a mediator. But that being said, we think that if we're taking like traditional Marxist thought into consideration, that the social worker would definitely fall into this area of the petty bourgeoisie. They are not necessarily qualified enough in the sense of what they hold in the society to be fully bourgeoisie, and they're definitely not in the same social class as what would be a proletariat. So we think that as like giving their education and their status in society, they would definitely fall here.
So in applying the change strategies for the community based on the flowchart 3.2 and the flowchart 3.2 and the table 3.1. So based off of this case, we feel that the collective bargaining agency from the table 3.1 and the various setting and application of conflict theory is the one that fits the best. So that's conflict between the group and the group of resources. So the group being the community, and then the group of resources, which is like the business owners and the city planners who have like the business association. And then in the social worker's role, they are trying to help the community get a better investment, because that's what the community wants. Like we established that kind of in the role play exercise, that the community members want, that the investment that everybody wants is the same. It's just that the community wants to be sure that that investment return is the strongest for themselves and their community. With the flow chart, the social worker worked as an advocate for the group by arranging the mediation meeting, and then work towards the better societal distribution. So for those new resources coming into the community, like the social workers having that mediation group, because the community members, the leaders, and small businesses were left out. And so this meeting allows for an initial space for that progress to start to where they can start being included. With this flow chart, and with the next meeting that was supposed to be, set between the next meeting with the social worker, that would be kind of starting into the evaluation of seeing like if the inequality is being reduced, and kind of keep going from there.
So one of the ways that we discussed how we would evaluate change strategies would be that as a social worker would be in the situation themselves as a very neutral position, attending the monthly meetings to see that both the big corporation and the local communities are coming to agreements, to see that one group is not being left out of decision making without the others being known, or to make sure that meetings aren't being held in secret. Also to potentially give surveys at these community meetings to see that all the interests are being met, and this would hopefully go on long term until they reach a common goal that they could work towards.